episode 4, and it's called Nasty Habits. In this episode, we see that Rumple has a flashback to a memory of him and Balefire, and in it, it's a run-in with Peter Pan. I love how this scene is filmed. It's a play on the Pied Piper story.
Yeah.
So they kind of make Pan kind of like the Pied Piper. So the Pied Piper allures like young children to go and like in the circle and fire and dancing, and somehow Bay is allured to the circle, and Rumple goes to rescue Bay, but Pan stops him and says that the boys who can hear this are boys that feel alone.
Yeah, they're boys who feel unloved.
Okay.
So if you can hear the Pan playing the pipe, the only way you can hear it is if you're unloved. And so that's what's drawing these boys out, is he's getting all the boys who feel unloved out there.
Gotcha. And that explains why Bay can hear it, and why Rumple can hear it. And in the end, Rumple does get Bay back.
Pan was like, if you ask Bay to come back and he does, then he can go with you. But if not, like, he's coming with me, buddy.
Right, but I think Rumple never really asks Bay. He just kind of takes him.
Yeah.
And Bay says like he would have gone. He would have gone with his father. In Neverland. You want to tell us what's happening in Neverland?
So Henry's still with Pan.
Yes.
Rumple is still off on his little Bell hallucination rabbit train that's over off on the side, and he's like, should I kill my grandson? Should I not? I don't know. This kid's gonna be the end of me, but at the same time,
Right.
I kind of like the little critter.
Right.
Yeah.
The only reminiscent of Neil.
Exactly, because Neil is still thought to be dead. On the other side of the island, however, Neil's alive.
Neil is alive, and he's gotten to Neverland, which is
at Neverland.
great because he's going to help everybody navigate Neverland.
But nobody knows he's alive.
Gotcha. So how do they meet? Do they meet? What happened?
So, on a separate side note, we've got the foursome. We've got Mary Margaret, David, Emma, and Hook all traveling through the forest. David is dying from the nightshade.
Yeah, Dream Shade.
Dream Shade. So they're having their own little trouble. The evil queen went off to talk to Tinkerbell to be like, and they're all trying to save Henry. This is all what's going on. So at some point, Henry is chilling out by fire. All the Lost Boys are dancing. Peter Pan is hanging out there, and he goes over to Henry and he's like, Henry, like, why aren't you dancing around the fire? And Henry's like, what are you talking about? I don't hear any music.
Right. Because Henry doesn't feel like that, doesn't he?
No, he's super loved.
All
of these people are.
He's confident that his family will come for him.
Yeah, that they're gonna come save him, and that's kind of what's driving him forward. And then at some point, Neil comes in. He takes Henry. They go off somewhere.
Neil comes in with Neil meets Rumple first.
Yeah, Neil and Rumple meet up. You want to tell us about that?
Yeah, Neil and Rumple meet up, and they reach, and obviously Neil is never really that warm towards Rumple, really. So it's not like a I'm alive thing.
Like a
let's get Henry thing, and let's get out of here. And they get some sort of squid ink to paralyze Pan. It'll paralyze him. So they go to the camp, they get Henry, paralyze Pan with the squid ink, and then they get out. Luckily, Pan, before they leave, Pan tells Neil that there's a prophecy that the boy will be his undoing, and that Rumple is actually there to kill Henry. So Neil starts to distress Rumple, and in the end, I think he freezes Rumple with the squid ink and leaves with Henry.
And they go off. And then at some point there's a battle and there's a thing that happens.
And Henry gets recaptured.
Goes back to Pan. Henry wakes up by the fire where he thought he was the whole time. And Pan's like, dude, you fell asleep. And Henry's like, well, I had this dream that my dad came back and he saved me, but then I guess he didn't. And he was like, yeah, your dad's dead. That's sad. And then Henry's like, oh, I can hear the music now. And you're like, no, Henry, no.
Henry, you have to keep believing that they're coming for you. Yeah. It's one of those things when it's so good. It's like one of those storylines when you're stuck on an island for so long and you really don't feel like people are gonna come.
Yeah.
I feel like that's when Henry starts feeling like
at
the time is passing. Yeah, and they're not here yet.
Exactly. I think Island Time, what I've learned from Island Time is
You've been stranded on an island before?
Yes, I have.
Katie? Castaway Katie?
Castaway Katie.
Right?
Yes, I spent many a year on an island.
Okay. Wilson?
He was my best friend. He was the only person that would talk to me.
Right.
Island time is crazy because you don't have class, you don't have technology, you're not doing anything. You're literally just sitting around doing nothing. And so days turn into weeks, and you don't really know if did I do that yesterday, or was that today, or was that a couple days ago, because there's no markers, there's no big events to be like, oh yeah, it's Sunday, I saw the Super Bowl and that was awesome. No, there is no Super Bowl. There was like a wave that crashed and you might have seen a starfish, but you'll probably see that tomorrow too. So
Thank you, Castaway Katie.
you're welcome.
And that's all for this episode of Once Upon a Time.
Tell us about a time you've been stuck on an island.
Stranded on an island.
It's a lonely place, Bianca. It's not.
Lonely places with nasty habits.
Mmm.
It's just getting weirder by the moment, guys. Signing off. Bye, guys.